I'm going to kick this off. ESL Open CUP Europe number 157 semi-finals. In the bottom right side, our blue Zerg player from Kaiser Gaming is Reynor. Taking on the upper left, red Terran from eSports, HeroMarine. Get into the action here, see what will go down. This was played a couple weeks ago. Again, these are replays. So these were played, what, a couple weeks ago, and we were, they were obviously playing on the balance mod at that time, then playing on the new maps. That's why we're covering these and playing catch up a little bit on basically just some of the ESL Cups that I've missed out on as of late. Trying to see if anything cool and new was played on the new maps and the new balance. I mean, HeroMarine Reynor should be a pretty fun one. Let's see how it goes down. Gresvan, definitely a big map. Could lead into some aggressive early game Terran stuff if he doesn't want Zerg to get a chance to play in this long map. Otherwise, this could be a split map kind of situation, right? Those are my assumptions. Just start this off. See where it's going to go. CC is down. Reaver expand against the hatch gas and pool. There's nothing too crazy there to begin with. Couple queens coming out, couple drones, lings, all of this on the way through. Just for the moment. As we get all this up and running. We'll come journeying forward just a little bit, again, trying to see what's up. Doesn't really get very far. It's shut down pretty quickly, so that queen able to turn this around. The lings as well, obviously helping with that as well. So just doing that as best we can for the moment. So far, so good. Let's see, queen coming across, a couple lings as well. Yeah, I'm just keeping this pressure going in these early few moments. Gonna be having our Reaper continue to journey around, investigate what's going on. And again, just the queen's just trying to keep things intact and keep things as under control as possible for some of these early stages. Obviously, the more the creeps Freddy can push out the front, the happier you're going to be. Here's triple CC from HeroMarine, and that is going to be accompanied by a little bit of additional setup in the form of the couple of Hellions and the Liberator. So he's just going to go pretty macro-focused here. I think it's worth noting, right? So, pretty macro-focused, and a little bit of a little bit of harassment to go with this, and obviously the Hellion Liberator allows you to potentially get some damage done, put yourself into a good position, for example. These are the kind of things you really want to be able to do, and, basically do for yourself games like this, so yeah, enjoying that so far, looking good. Let's see how the Liberator does, as obviously the Hellions will go at the front, so going to try and create that kind of tandem of annoyances for Reynor to have to deal with here. Liberator comes all the way around the back, so again, it's going to be one of the main points of what happens here next is coming through. Lib coming all the way around, just going to be seeing the Queen gets there with the Spore Crawler positioning to help deal with this and to make sure that this doesn't go too far right. Queen obviously does a lot of damage initially and really kind of helps out with this. This Liberator doesn't do much. Obviously, you do deny some amount of mine time, but this obviously could have been so much worse for Reynor. And I mean, this Liberator still survives, but obviously low HP, unlikely to really get much more done unless it backs all the way away and basically resets to go again. Going to do nothing if it just gets killed by the Queen right then and there. So that's obviously a bit of a shame, really. At the end of the day, I think you could say that was probably a little bit messy, just unnecessary loss in those final few moments. I think he's going to try and surround these Hellions as HeroMarine's been desperate to try and get in and do something, so maybe again feeling as though this map is a little bit too macro favored if it goes long. Now the Hellions do get in, and the Queen as they go, how many drones can they get is going to be part of the big question at this point, so yeah, that's going to be a really important part of what happens here as we just have our Hellions coming back along. I'm just going to be making their way in for as much damage as possible. Honestly, I feel like we already did more than I was expecting out of this, so I guess I will not complain. I feel like this has gone way better than I originally thought it would, so pretty reasonable in my eyes, at least. Now, we do have a couple medevacs coming across. I mean, 8 drones. It wasn't just 8 drones, though. It was a long time you were in that base for, causing distractions and disruptions as well. I think that is a very important part of this to take note of also, right? If this was just the worker kills, then maybe I'm not super fond of it. I don't hate it, but I just don't know if I'm as, happy about how it went. Now I definitely feel a little bit better about it, so it's going to be seeing this drop. Not really doing very much, though, and obviously the medevac's getting low as well. If they go down, that's quite the expensive loss, unfortunately, and it does seem as though that's probably going to turn out to be the case. He's coming in over on the left side as well, though. So HeroMarine trying to keep the progression moving in a little bit of a few different ways. Just trying to keep this going as best as he can. We'll see some multi-prong is generally one of the better ways he can set up here to put himself in a good place. So he's doing, like I say, the best possible with that for the moment. Supply Force comes out down to the south. Just going to see a few Marines in the corner again. Does the medevac actually go down this time? Yes, it does. These Marines will not be savable. They will be going down. As we stim it over here, though, we get a Queen, and Reynor again in, at the very least, a little bit of trouble. Banelin's being targeted down, now losing 17 workers or so that's obviously kind of a big deal. The damage really is adding up a little bit, so yeah. Reynor's going to lose this hatchery as well, so HeroMarine actually doing a great job. Trades have been good for him, as you can see with the supplies. I mean, 140 to 110. And yeah, Reynor is actually going to end up in a very tough position here at the end of the day. Pretty much going to wrap this up, honestly, as he's not going to have enough to keep on holding on with this at all. I mean, I felt like HeroMarine was losing some medevacs and stuff, but yeah, I mean, just killed off a lot of lings. Obviously, getting all the drones really helps. It slows down so much of what Reynor can do on the follow-up, for example, so definitely makes quite the difference also. That's for sure. We've seen a few Banes trying to find their way in over there. We do at least get the Overlord to soak the Wooden shot. This is another base of Reynor that's just in trouble, and he's not currently dealing with it. So HeroMarine looking good for the moment. Found himself in a very good starting point, and I can't imagine Reynor's going to actually be able to find his way out of trouble this time around. It's kind of funny to say, because I feel like Reynor's one of the players who's very good at finding his way out of trouble, but this is quite the deficit. I mean, you're talking about a pretty serious deficit you're working from here, so probably wouldn't be the craziest thing if you can't get out of trouble. Marines gonna unload just to see Wooden mines coming across. And obviously there's just another push that, well, HeroMarine's obviously very eager to get underway. he truly believes it's going to be enough for him to put him in a fantastic spot, and I don't really disagree. As you see, the Hydras are kind of melting. Reynor has to just type GG. He did not have anything going his way at the end here, and that is going to be exactly what you're looking for if you are HeroMarine. A strong start to this opening best-of-3 semi-final. We hop into game 2 in the bottom left side. It is going to be a Blue Zerg player from Kaisi. It is Reynor. On the top right, I read down, is HeroMarine. So, next map along. See what we get in this game number 2. HeroMarine, like I say, I mean, honestly, I guess these Hellions getting in early last game around really did enough for him. I wasn't immediately convinced, honestly. I actually kind of thought that at first. It was, I wasn't 100, like I said, I wasn't 100% convinced. I guess what it comes down to was that it was just a long time before they got cleaned up, those Hellions. And the longer it takes for those Hellions to get cleaned up, the worse it becomes for you, right? And I think that's, in the end, truly what ended up happening. That just was too much to ask for at the end of the day. And just took way too long to really work our way through all of that, so... Fortunate as we just have our Ovi. And a little bit of a move around. ZvT Scout, obviously, nothing too exciting, just double checking the Zerg is going hatchery first, right? Making sure we're not getting all in or anything super early on. It's not some kind of pool first or anything that you might need to know about, so obviously that's good to know, so good information gathered. Let's Dan, thank you so much for the 8-month resub on the Prime. Love this stream. Hell yeah, thank you so much for the support, mate. Thanks for the kind words. Always appreciate it. I'm just going to be seeing this Reaper obviously going for the typical Reaper dance coming through. Going to deal some early bits of damage. And some good shots off. I'm just trying to succeed here in these early stages. Factor is coming up as well. So yeah, a lot being brought through, a lot of preparations being made. It's going to be seeing this Reaper. Again, just keeping an eye on all of this as a Reaper should be. Just scouting information galore. That's exactly what you want to be getting out of this. So again, no surprises about that just yet. Pulls back away, obviously doesn't want to get too involved. It's going to be triple CC again here from HeroMarine, so that part of this at least is not too surprising. Is kind of the, I suppose, somewhat the expectation here. Doing well enough with it for now. So see now Reaper coming back around. And a couple of Hellions looking to try and accompany as best as possible. A couple of Queens are there and will immediately greet those few Hellions, stop them from getting in. Obviously feels as though Reynor's going to have to make sure that that doesn't become too much of an issue, considering what we saw last time around. So try and make sure that's not going to be a problem here early. And if you can do that, then brilliant. Going to be seeing the couple of Queens continue to set up for a few moments and just going to be having ourselves the extra Hellions coming across. Stimpack is on the way. It's really not been that fanciful just yet, right? It's been pretty standard for now. Just going to have our Queens Making their way again out to the front, keeping an eye on what's going on here. And make sure that they are ready for anything, should it be necessary. Things all join up together, and just going to be having the few drones join up as well, so just getting all of this ready to go. Yeah, I mean, just very peaceful. Got our Baneling Nest is coming up as well. Just going to get this lair. Continue to bring through too, so a lot of that on the way out for the moment. We've seen how a couple of medevacs make their way down to the bottom, so it is HeroMarine going to try and potentially find something here over these next few moments. Gonna see Marines able to get a initial queen at least very quickly, so able to work through that almost immediately. Not bad start, just gonna be seeing that third CC is obviously up. I mean, anytime you get rid of a queen, I think you're gonna be pretty happy. Queens are annoying. You know, they're pretty good units. I mean, queens are nice to get rid of because you get rid of that energy stacked up, and obviously if the energy stacks up, then they become more and more of an issue as well, so there's a lot of good reasons to try and slow them down ASAP. Marines come back over through the bottom right-hand side for a few moments here. It's going to be looking for a stim in, and there's a couple of queens already in some trouble. One queen taking a lot of hits, going to turn back around. Marines go running. There's actually a big counterattack from Reynor into the natural expansion of HeroMarine here, so up into the natural. And the main base we go. How many SCVs can we grab with this? So far, not many. There's, it's getting up there, though. 10, 12. Still not dealt with either, so this is becoming more of an issue for HeroMarine. So, I hate to say it, but it almost feels like he's getting to the point where he might be even all in on this other side of the map, which is really not what you want to be saying right now. Because he's not really in an all-in position. He doesn't have an all-in army. A few Banelings connect, and that alone is almost enough to put a stop to all of this. So, right, really not ideal. 15 workers ended up going down before this was dealt with, and it's just not what you want to be seeing, right? It's just not how you want things to be going. So that definitely not great. Really feeling like we're in a big spot of bother right now. If you are HeroMarine, because again, there's just a lot of economy to lose out on very quickly, and now just gonna have to try and find a way to play without it as well. Is gonna be tough. I mean, again, it's kind of down to this push. It almost feels like he does have an army supply lead. For a few more moments, you'll have a 1-1 lead. That will not last forever, obviously. He's going to be seeing this forward base from Reynor. Doesn't get online, but Reynor's still rocking 4 bases against the 3. He's not in an immediate rush to see another base in this game just yet, I would imagine. And it's nice if he gets it, but obviously, like I said, I don't think he's in immediate need of it. It's going to be seeing our Banelings rolling in 13 more SCVs, forcing HeroMarine to be even more committed to this attack than he already was. Going to be seeing a few Banelings actually still ready to go, so they're still waiting for even more of an opportunity perhaps to come through here and perhaps be able to deliver. It's going to be seeing 10 more SCVs. I mean, Banelings continue to roll through this main army. He's just not getting anything done any longer. This is going to be too much here from Reynor, and HeroMarine is going to be wiped out here in game number 2. Reynor's going to tie the series 1-1 in the best of 3. This semi-final matchup. That will do it. So Reynor gets the tie up 1-1, like I say. He's able to keep this series then kind of on the line for the moment. Obviously, it's a best of 3, so next match is going to be from a mod and stuff, and it's now old and everything. Could be, right? Alright, guys, so kick this off. Away we go. We have game number 3. It is Reynor top left, and it's HeroMarine bottom right. This one up and running and see just what is going to happen for our next game. It's going to drop a barracks down early. Obviously, doesn't look as though we're going to have anything too crazy going on the other side, so it seems pretty reasonable. What's up, Mel's Melee? How you doing? 83-month resub. That's a long one as always. I appreciate it. I hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for the support. Thank you, thank you. Much appreciated as we get this one underway. What a resub. Well, what a if Lily said what a resub, I can't disagree, can I? What a resub. What a resub. Absolutely bonkers. Resub of the day, even one could say, perhaps. Maybe, possibly. Plausible, plausible. ZvT coming to scout around, see what's up, see if we can gather any info as... Oh, going the other way. The Reaper's going to go and gather some info now, so swapping directions, but has been scouting around to see if it could gather any info or anything. Answer was no, not really. Not much to be done right there, so... Let's have a Reaper showing up and already putting some damage on the first drone or so, so a little bit of damage being dealt initially. So far, so good. Obviously, Reaper does a little bit of the Reaper dance that we expect to see as well, so nothing too surprising about that. Everything for the moment just as normal. So we have our orbital command still coming through. I'm just going to be having our link speed about halfway along here as well, so going through with this just for the moment. So far, so good. And yeah, a couple queens still trying to deal out with this Reaper bounty is what we're looking at here, I believe. But, yeah, I mean, that's kind of fun. Otherwise, it's going to be seen our... Yeah. Game progressing. Queens coming through, all of this getting set up for the moment. So far, so good. Queens get here, and the Reaper, sorry, has to turn around almost instantly, so just getting out of there, trying to get out of trouble. We have that Viking with a fusion core on the way up. Well, that's a fun way to mix this up, that's for sure, so I'm a fan of that. I can get behind it. Absolutely. Lions do not really get very far. It's going to be seeing the Queens able to blast them backwards, and again with this fusion core coming online. I'm excited, man. You know, HeroMarine trying to do things just a little bit differently is always a bunch of fun in my eyes, so let's see what the hell's going to happen here. So we're getting this rolling very soon. Just going to be seeing Dancing Bears still here. They used to be dancing in the river and everything. Obviously, the river got removed for performance reasons. Unfortunately, but the map was very pretty before, still is very pretty now, so can't really complain too much, can we? Sometimes you just gotta accept that. But, you know, these things happen, guys, unfortunately. These things happen. Just gonna be having our Hellion still trying to get onto that creep spread, but not really getting very far just yet. Not able to do too much. Just gonna be seeing the Hellions and the Reaper continue to come through for a few moments. Queen's still kind of moving around a little bit as well, so a little bit of action here and there. Here comes the first BC teleporting in, getting ready to rumble. So we see on this BC will be pushed back pretty quickly, and so it's going to settle for an Overlord right away, which is hardly, I would say, ideal, really, right? I mean, it seems pretty minimal, all things considered. So yeah, feels like that was probably hoping to be a little bit more than it actually was, but yeah, BC is quite the investment. We're going to go bio behind it. We want this BC to just be as annoying as possible right now. Reynor is going to opt for the Spire, so going into that, he'll get himself some amount of anti-battle cruiser up and running, so he can make sure this isn't a persistent threat. If there was any more BCs, he'd be able to then deal with this fairly easily and comfortably as well. I think that'll be a pretty important part of this too, so making some progress with that. Yeah, Queen's damage being done. BC getting pushed away. I'm just going to be having the BC taking a lot of hits. Playing kind of Roach Lingbane. Some Roaches just initially to kind of play with and kind of going from there. As you see, the Roaches and the Lings stacking up. You're all going to get Roach speed, but it's a melee upgrade. So we're going to have a lot of focus on Lingbanes. Just we've had some Roaches to help us defend early. And again, Reynor just being cautious against, you know, a BC opening, which can be a whole mixture of things. Making sure HeroMarine's not going to try something a little bit weird and random this time around, which, to be fair, HeroMarine was trying a lot of different things in the balance patch games and all of that, so I don't really blame him for the... You know, I don't blame him for being cautious, you know. Like I said, Gabe really was playing some very different stuff, so... Just to see how we continue in that regard. We have an hour. A couple of Hellions coming through, and they're going to go for a little bit of this creep spreads, just picking off much of that as we can. More creep spread we get rid of, the better, typically. Just going to see the BC here. Prepared, set to go. Once again, just going to come across and see if we can, in fact, succeed at dealing a little bit more damage here, so... Away we go. Just going to be seeing now a big push in. I mean, big stim initially here from HeroMarine. There's a massive counterattack going on at the same time, though, and that might be part of the problem, in fact, that we get going. It's going to be having that counterattack. I mean, let's have a quick peek at it. It's just some Banes left over. So actually looks like HeroMarine deals with that pretty well, continuing forward with his main Bioforce. Going to be seen, and eventually I think there's going to be enough to defend here, though, so that at least is going to be the good news, I guess. But this will be a defense. They'll hold this off. Just going to see a bit more bio stimming in. And set up to rumble, and just going to be seeing this next set of Banelings should be the true, absolute guaranteed defense that we've been kind of building towards here, so finally going to get that really fully operational. It's going to be seeing our Bioforce is not giving up easily. HeroMarine is ready to go for yet another round of this if he needs to, and we'll see right now that does seem to be necessary, so coming in with this, and it's going to be seeing these Marines still kind of coming through, but I mean, Reynor finally just has enough to defend this much more comfortably than he had before, so starting to look much better for him. It's going to be seeing that Bioforce still stemming forward. This hatchery is, well, low. Bio Army turns back around, getting away from there. Just going to be seeing the entire force continue to push on forward, and just going to be seeing a few roaches, a few banes, continue to attack into this Bio Army. Now, Reynor is good position eco-wise. His upgrades are even, in fact, going to be a little bit ahead of the 2-2, but only ever so slightly. He shouldn't be the biggest of deals. It's going to be having our Bio Force once again attacking in right away here. So, in we go, and we're just going to have our bane lanes rolling through to clean this up. I mean, HeroMarine is still just very aggressive off of these 3 bases. 8 racks, he's not stopping, and that means that this game is very much so a case of if HeroMarine, well, HeroMarine stops, the game is kind of over, and he's kind of running out of steam here, as you can see. So Reynor, it was just about getting that one big cleanup, and he gets that one big cleanup in the end. GG's, and that, my friends, is going to be Reynor 2-1 over HeroMarine. Victory is his, and he gets to go to the finals of